Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're lucky enough to be doing it to. I'm Bushka on Blitz, back with another dose of the red, hot stuff. And isn't it great to be alive and doing more hours in the day than a man could possibly ever want to do of World of Tanks Blitz videos. I've been doing videos lately for the patrons, for the sponsors. There's been some official stuff going up on the channel, bushkaonblitz.com. Lots of videos for the general channel here on YouTube. I'm also doing some extensive videos for Wargaming at the moment for some upcoming content that'll be dropping here on channel, which is really exciting. You guys are going to love it. Basically, I'm passionate about it, and it's lucky I'm passionate about it because there's a lot of it going around. This is a patron-sponsored post. If you've ever thought about sponsoring the channel, please click on the Patreon link on the banner. Now, there's a Kenny Rogers song, The Gambler, that basically goes, you've got to know when to hold them, and you've got to know when to fold them. And that's what light tank driving is all about. If there is a gambler in World of Tanks Blitz, it is this little number here, the light tank. This is the Type 62, the lovely premium light tank that I absolutely adore driving. It's a red hot raver indeed. Now you can see I'm sitting in a bush within general smoking distance of an awful lot of tanks. And I'm not doing anything because I'm just trying to spot up targets for my team in a very precarious position. But you've got to have a bit of minerals when you drive a light tank. You've also got to be very map aware. And I've had a lot of people on the channel and in comments and on the forum, in PMs and stuff, complain to me about lights and say they just don't work, the armor sucks, or this tank doesn't work, or the VK2801's no good, or the SP1C, etc. And it's just not true. The fact of the matter is that driving lights is a very specific science. And it's one of the things in Blitz that I keep coming back to, because regardless of the amount of videos I do, I still get the same questions from people who just don't seem to understand how to drive them. And there is a real maverick blend to driving a light, and it's why experienced players really love them. Because you can see here, there's a whole bunch of tanks that can see me, but they can only see me for a couple of seconds. And if they're not quick enough, I'm then over the hill, back into cover, and I'm now behind the TD that was about to light me up with a 960 HE round. And you can turn the tables like that in a light tank immediately, and it is that Kenny Rogers song all over. You've got to know when to hold the hand you've got, and you've got to know when to fold it and get the hell out. You've got to learn to read maps, and you've got to learn to read team lists. I can see here they've got one medium. There is absolutely no fear here. There's 3 mediums on my team and me, the light tank. So we've got 4 tanks at the top of the hill on Midberg. I am screaming out here because I want to trap this T-44 before 1, he gets off the hill, or 2, he pushes up and, actually gets in a strong position. And he's screwed. He's stuck down in the corner. There's all these other guys now who have turned up, and he's now really going to get a lot of guns to bear on him. Of course, the VK, grand old man that he is, has pushed up here ASAP. I can't see any other tanks though. Now, one of the reasons why I like pushing hard like this at the starter games, and it's really been successful for me in light tanks particularly, is that it can make people stop. It stops people in a corner. If you're not in a platoon or something, people generally freak out. Now you can see I've pushed up really hard here. The VK's only going to just get a gun to the back of my track, and we instantly repair, and we're round. He's turned, and everyone is going to smack him so hard, as they should. People don't like pushing once they've been spotted. So I've now realised that the rest of the team is at the back. The hand that I think I'm going to be holding is that there's a Tiger 1 and a KV4 missing on the minimap, and they're coming up. The KV4 is going to get there after the Tiger 1. I realise I've probably got about 30 or 40 seconds before the KV4 gets here, so I've reset camo again. We're going on an attack run. We bust loose on the old engine boost, and we play simple stuff. We isolate the tank from the herd, the one that we can get around really easily, and we just focus on keeping our tank away from the pointy end. You can see we're squaring him off here, and then we just make sure that at all times the pointy end of his tank is on the other end of my tank. And I'm not looking at his chassis or anything. I'm just looking at that gun and making sure that I'm on the other side of that gun. And the KV4 is going to pop up very soon. I square him off again, get around him, stop him from traversing. There's the KV4. I've spotted him. I'm going to drive away from the KV4, put a shot in him, and I've done it just in time. I've got a lot of sea speed here. I've got a lot of wind behind me. I'm going to try and outrun the KV4's gun. I'm going to repair if he gets me really quickly. I'm sliding and I've repaired it already. And we're going to turn back under his gun. The KV4 is just not quick enough on traverse. So we leave him flat-footed, come around, and Bob's your mother's brother. But that's not how you play lights all the time. That's how you seize a situation and take advantage of it. This is the VK2801. I adore this tank. And I can't believe that I still get comments from people who don't like this tank and say, oh, I smashed that tank in my jumbo or whatever. You know who you are. I've seen you on YouTube. But you've got to be sensible with it. You look for single tanks that you can traverse around. If they're not there, you leave them alone, you take shots, you reset camo, you pull back, you reset camo, you take another shot. It's a gambler. But sometimes the hand you've got is a pair of deuces and it's not a pair of aces. And so you play it accordingly. The biggest mistake people make with light tanks is they play at one speed. They play 100% absolutely nuts out at all times. And you can see we're resetting camo. We're far enough away that when we drop camo, we give it 10 seconds between each shot. Once camo's back, we come up and we take another shot and we play the light bulb game. And that is exactly what you should be doing in all your light tanks. Now, I did a video recently on the light bulb game. If you haven't seen it, you should really have a look at it. That's basically count how many times a game you can reset the light bulb on your tank. Now, the KV2 is a massive big tank with 960 alpha. This is one of the reasons why I don't suggest that new players play light tanks, because they don't understand that if you get hit by that KV2, it has the ability to completely take all your hit points and one-shot you very, very easily. So players get really disillusioned when they run in your KV2, they try and circle it at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and they get one shot, which is just crazy. I know that I can fit 2 shots into his one, and then I back off and leave him alone, because I'm not going to push my luck. If you're a new player, probably steer clear of lights until you get a little more experienced and you understand the actual ins and outs of the game. You understand all the basics and fundamentals. Now here we are back on Black Goldville, one of my favourite maps, and we've pushed and shot early. Now usually what you'll do there, if they're not pushing up so strong and you've got time to get spots and the rest of your team's going to give you shots, is I'll hold that position and spot them. But I took a sneaky shot early at the Panther M10 because Rich Leica MP over on the right is my platoon mate. He's in the T43 and he's got all those guys barreling to him. And I want to really make them think twice about where incoming fire is coming from, how their situation, their tank, and not focus on Rich. And I want to give him a break because he's my platoon mate and I want him to do well in life and we all want to win. So again, I'm going to push around. And when I push around, I'm going to find a KV2 on his own. But is he? I've counted the tanks. I can see 3 tanks there. The KV2 is 4. I think he's mine. I'm going to be having him for breakfast. No worries whatsoever. And then in the back corner, you see there, that's another tank. And I leave the KV2 alone and I get the hell out of Berry and we go on and win. And the reason I did that, and I came back here and reset camo and then waited for everyone else to finish up top and go on the KV2, is because with a tank like the KV2, if you get hit by a tank from the other corner, it won't kill you, but it might track you. And if you're tracked in front of a KV2, you may as well be dead anyway, because they can light you up in an SP1C or a VK2801 or a Type 62 Dragon or any of the light tanks in the game that are all great fun to play and devastate you. So next time you're driving a light, pay careful attention to the situation. When you see that tank, are they on their own? Is there someone else that has a field of fire on you? Are they fast enough on traverse to actually get their gun around? Are they a medium tank or a heavy tank? What's their traverse speed? Because if you don't know these things, then you should probably be driving some other kind of tank, or you should be driving the light in a more spotting capacity for a bigger TD or heavy tank that you've got with you. They're a lot of fun. If you don't mind getting blasted to bits in them, then go for your life. But if it was me, I'd probably hold off just a touch on the lights before I had maybe 1,000, 2,000 games under my belt before I even thought about going up the German light line or buying a tank like the Type 62. Anyway, guys and girls, I'm Bushka on Blitz. I really wanted to do this video because a couple of the other videos I've done with lights have been about how fantastic they are and how to play them. But I feel on compassionate grounds that it may have led some of the people who love the channel and are supporters of the channel to go down the light line and get a little bit frustrated with things. And I guess you need the experience, and it's all well and good to look at it on a video and think that's exactly how you do it. But you need to take the time to learn the stuff behind it, and you need to do it automatically. It's very, very hard to think things through at 80 kilometers an hour in an RU251 as you have two heavy tanks driving up a hill and calculate a strategy that it's going to let you succeed and win the match. Anyway, there you go, boys and girls. Thanks very much for watching. I appreciate it. As always, you're wonderful human beings. I love making content and material for you guys. Leave some more comments. I try to get to as many as I can, but over the past couple of weeks and month, it's become increasingly obvious to me that the sheer volume of commentary going on the forum has, on the YouTube channel, has outdistanced my ability to reply to every single comment. But I'm doing my best. So stay on with the content. Email, talk, chat. If you're thinking about sponsoring the channel, please do. And I'll be around for more content this week, especially the official wargaming stuff, which should be pretty bloody exciting. I'm Bushka on Blitz team, and stay safe on the battlefield.